are these people?
I also wanted to bring this story from Kit Knightley of Off Guardian, also Indie Media Award honorees. All right, we're going with a lot of Indie Media Award honorees tonight, but everyone is still suddenly recognizing Palestine. But why? Yes, Golden Monarch, Microsoft is still the bad guy, MK. That's correct. Let me move that over here since there's no Reef tonight. I don't know where Reef is. His internet apparently crashed, so he's not here, and it's just me flying solo, covering the stuff that I curated. So I want to talk about Kit Knightley over at Off Guardian. He talked about how everyone is suddenly recognizing Palestine. What does that mean? And why? What's happening here? In the past 48 hours, again, Off Guardian is a great independent outlet. They're censored all over the place. Go support them. Kit's a member of the Independent Media Alliance as well. He's attended some of the panels. I think they're scheduled to do another one soon. In the past 48 hours, the governments of France, San Marino, Luxembourg, Monaco, Andorra, Malta, the UK, Canada, Portugal, and Australia have all announced their recognition of the state of Palestine. It is the greatest number of countries to make this move in the same year since 1988. And they all did it over a long weekend. Why? Is it because it's a total coincidence? The elected officials of all those countries decided that they had been wrong for decades? Is it because the political pressure from a largely pro-Palestine public was just too much? Is it because they truly want peace and believe this is the way to achieve it? Does any of that sound likely? Yeah, no. In Italy, one of the global minority that has yet to recognize Palestine, we're told that mass protests over the weekend were demanding action over Gaza. In his address to the United Nations announcing the move, Emmanuel Macron said, "We can no longer wait, but wait for what?" He also repeated his call for a UN peacekeeping force to be deployed on the ground. Somebody standing between the Palestinian people and the IDF bombing them. Yes, please. Although UN peacekeeping troops are not necessarily the ones I would want doing it, because they've been in Lebanon for a while and not really doing very much to stop that. Israel has been happily colluding in its own bad guy image with illegal strikes on Doha, the capital of Qatar, earlier this month. We covered that. And the alleged killing of 31 journalists in Yemen. Alleged? I don't think they're alleged. Not to mention the Israeli finance minister's gleefully evil declaration of a real estate bonanza in Gaza when the bombing is finally over. Even the U.S. is more shakily behind Israel than usual. Okay, with Trump's administration publicly questioning their airstrikes on Qatar after they approved them, and articles in the American press calling it a crossing a line in the U.S. can't ignore. Yeah. In his UNGA address just an hour ago or so, the one where they cut off the teleprompter, Trump called for the Gaza war to end immediately. The Economist published this piece 5 days ago headlining, "America is falling out of love with Israel." Well, maybe the citizens are, but the business leaders really aren't much, and the politicians and donor class certainly isn't. It was only last week that the UN Commission officially found that Israel was conducting genocide in Gaza, amazingly so. And the General Assembly endorsed a two-state solution, which is embarrassingly pathetic. Writing for the BBC, the Bibi Netanyahu C, Paul Adams claims that their isolation is deepening. Their isolation? Whose isolation? It's the US, UK, and Israel together, because they're all in it together. Seems like the worm is turning, no? But to what end? Where does the story go from here? Well, I'm going to show you. Macron's call for a UN force may be the key. Indonesia's president has claimed that they could supply 20,000 peacekeepers if needed. In the U.S., House Democrats have called for UN peacekeepers to protect aid convoys, though they frame that as protecting the aid reaching Hamas. It's clearly the same agenda. You're just literally setting up American soldiers to be murdered and UN peacekeepers. Meanwhile, EU chief Ursula von der Leyen has pledged the creation of a Palestine donor group, a special fund for rebuilding Gaza's infrastructure. All right. Maybe a shiny new state is the goal. Pried out of Israel's grasp, policed by a new international brigade, and rebuilt with UN and EU money into a model sustainable utopia. A shining beacon of international cooperation, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be highly surprised. Kit clearly does not watch this show. So please support INN with a $5, $10, or however many dollar contribution, a tip over at ko-fi.com/Indie News Network. You got Cash App, $, Indie News Network. You got paypal.me/Indie News Network. We're live over at IndieNewsNow.com, and you can actually get to the merch store over there too. There's a link at the top of navigation for merch. You can buy a shirt or a sticker or a beanie. Winter's coming up. Or over at Substack at IndieMediaToday.com, where we're live right now, or at INNNewsletter.com. The best people are hanging out here. So if you're able to, before we head out, support independent media, support these people. These people already did. I enjoy doing the show every Sunday night. I love you. I love you all, and I appreciate you all for putting up with me. And this is what's happening in the world, and we can't ignore it. There are too many outlets that just want to bury their head in the sand or only tell one part of the story, and we're not going to do that. I'm going to try to go to as many places as I can, bring as many trusted independent journalists, outlets, and opinions and perspective as we can, and we're going to keep doing this. So, all right, I don't have any of his goodbye, although I do have this. No, we just fucking lost the stream. Night, everyone. Love you.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want?